Hello Gemini, hello and welcome into your General Tarot card reading for February of 2019. Gemini, I hope you have been well. I'm just looking at your cards for February, Gemini, and wow, what a reading that's going to be. So Gemini, we have 8 of Cups, we have a Tower, we have a 10 of Wands, we have a 2 of Cups, we have the Moon, we have 2 of Pentacles, we have a 10 of Swords, and we have a 4 of Wands as well. And in terms of additional things to what to focus on, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have also the rune called Manas. And Manas is comes as additional commentary and stands for self, your one self. And I think with the Page of Cups over here, it's talking about understanding your one self and understanding your drives, because from the first glance that I have over here, you see it's a lot of up and down. You have a 2 of Cups and you have a 2 of Pentacles over here, and that kind of represents the element of duality, going one way at some point and going another way at another point, and kind of making decision what is coming through. And this is very strong here, Gemini. When you make a decision, you double guess yourself, you think you've done right, and then you overthink and you're going to go and re-examine something, and you're going to change it. And you have the same with the 10 of Swords. You're going to take something on and then you're going to kind of feel that it wasn't for you. But equally, what 10 of Swords might be telling you here is about changing career, changing something different that you're doing. So let me start from the beginning, Gemini, and we can have kind of deeper dive into those cards. So the 8 of Cups, they're representing and one more thing, you have, can you see this background over here? You have a lot of blue when it comes to the background, so that is indicating that kind of you're thinking quite a bit, and you're going to think quite a bit this month. You have 2 black backgrounds, and you have in a Tower and 10 of Swords, indicating kind of your way of thinking as well, sometimes your perception of things. And then with the Page of Cups is a grey, and grey is representing something that we are unsure of, something that is representing the unconscious. So the overall, what I just been prompted to say is to understand and kind of re-examine your thought patterns, because your thoughts, believe it or not, affect the way how you feel and what kind of emotions that come in your way, if that makes sense. So with those 8 of Cups over here, so you might choose to move away from something, and the moving away, it's kind of indication is here for something that you have been part of. You have been part of, and that might be due to some kind of disillusion, that might be due to some kind of disappointment, but also resignation. And I think what I have a lot in this reading for you is the feeling of resignation. That's kind of giving up. What is the point? And that's what I'm getting when I see the 8 of Cups here, the Tower, the Moon, 2 of Pentacles, and 10 of Swords. It's almost that the overall message is coming. What is the point? But I'm not sure from where this is coming from, to the certain degree, because the what I got and what came through right now, the Page of Cups indication, because you don't listen to yourself, you don't because some of the decisions you're making, they're not really, it's almost what is coming through, the things that you wants, they're not things that you need, and it's almost like you have to focus on your needs, what is going to make you happy, and listen to it and not overthink it. That what is coming through, Gemini. So let me focus on the reading, and I don't want to get too distracted with those messages. So this is kind of the Eight is representing this kind of walking away from something that you kind of being part of. So you're going to abandon something and maybe wanting strive for something else. But in order to do it, you have to change everything about either yourself, situation, your life. You have to almost come to the conclusions that things, they cannot be in a way how they are. And this is the Tower. And Tower is talking about those kind of structures that are not longer performing its needs. And this is all about changing the situation, sweeping away things that that not longer, they're kind of standing in your way. I'm guessing there is a lot of things that standing in the way. But also, what I'm getting this kind of liberation from your own, maybe ivory tower as well. So you might feel very safe and protected, being in certain way, behaving in certain way. Some of you, that might be to do with socializing. Some of you is just with the type of activities you kind of engaging. So might be a lot of aspects of it. So this almost might means that certain relationship with certain types of people, they have to come to the end, and it's not going to be easy. It's almost, for some of you, it's going to be about saying goodbye and leaving certain things behind. Most of those people, they're going to be very much unaware of how you feel about certain things, and how much it's going to cost you to do it. So that's for one. But it's almost, some of you Geminis over here, you got to have a lot of some kind of illumination, understanding. But also, for some of you, you're going to make decisions based on emotions, and walking away to something that I would say has a dead end. And this is all about you try to push too hard, try to push too hard and do everything in one go, for some of you. And what they say, that is not the way. This is not the way. You might be pushing too hard, and instead of, I'm hearing about working smart or doing things in a smart way. And maybe there's going to be someone, because 10 of Wands is talking about doing things in a smart way, because you want to achieve something, you want to be somewhere, but in order to get there, not only the time is needed, but you cannot do everything at once. It's about the prioritizing and realizing how much you can do, because this might be also overwhelming you, the amount of things that you're taking on, and then you think about this, and I should do this and that and this and that, and it's just too much. And it's too much. So you cannot be all everywhere, and you cannot do everything yourself. And then you have a Two of Cups, and Two of Cups is kind of representing this idea of union. And union might be to do everything with relationship, romantic relationship, to a business relationship, or someone who comes into your life is offering you something. And I think that's what's going to happen. There's going to be someone who is going to knock at your door and offer you some kind of help, advice, but also it feels like you're going to be invited. So wherever it might be, if that is to do with your existing relationship, your partner wants to kind of draw you in, is that going to be someone new who's going to be kind of wanting to get to know you better, all that is to do with the business proposal, what have you. There's someone who is going to kind of express the interest. And then we have the Moon, the Two of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and Four of Wands. So you see, the theme, the motive is kind of repeating itself over here, because once again, like in the Eight of Cups and with the Moon, there's uncertainty where you're going to. So there's uncertainty about the direction, is uncertainty about what next. And also there's the issue of trust for some of you here. Issue of not wanting to trust people and thinking, but also for some of you, I heard having a savior complex, that you would like to be saved by somebody else, but those people, they cannot save you. Those people are not going to fix you. Those people, they're not going to kind of do anything. You can look up towards them, but and I think for some of you over here, what is coming, the issue is because you want to be somebody else and you're forgetting to be you. So the message comes as, be yourself, don't try to replicate somebody else, you know. I think that was Oscar Wilde. I think that it's everyone else is taken, so the only role that is left for you is to be you, paraphrasing. So that's what's coming. And then we have Two of Pentacles, and because we have a Tower beyond, but below Two of Pentacles, the indication is here there might be some kind of financial difficulty. There might be problem with paying for certain things. The money might be short. There might be a lot of juggling over here. But also the Two of Pentacles might be denoting that you are not knowing where to invest your time, energy, so on and so forth. So you might be struggling to kind of, and you might be also torn. And 10, and you have those two tens. The 10 is telling the story about, the Ten of Swords is telling the story about, this is the end, and nothing going to change it. So you have to come to a point when you accept certain things, to understand that, you know, all those, you put a lot of effort. It feels to me and sounds to me that you put a lot of effort to something, but you couldn't see you wanting to do things, but you couldn't kind of see the wider perspective, because the Eight of Cups and the Moon is talking about not seeing clearly things, not seeing clearly the end goal, not seeing clearly where this is going to take you, and because you were trying to do too much, those Ten of Wands over here, you overdone it, you overpushed it, you might be, some of you might just simply exhausted the avenues here. But you see, the way how it's laying down has this yellow background, and this is talking about the darkest hours just before the dawn, and 4 is representing this kind of dawn, is representing the midday, is representing the zenith, is representing culmination, and you being invited again. So, and Two of Cups is talking about you being invited, somebody is reaching out to you. The thing is, Gemini, and that is the question that I would like you to kind of ponder on, because it just came through. Do you really think that struggling on your own, or going and doing things by yourself, and doing them as you are doing them currently, is the best way forward? And that's the question that came through, so I'm passing on. And with those Four of Wands over here, Gemini, everything is possible. Everything is available to you. It's almost like the door going to open. You have to just go and walk through that threshold. For some of you, you're going to be invited. There might be invitation for a job interview. You might be invited to the new group. You might be invited. There might be, you know, it's a card of gatherings and weddings and social events. But also, this is representing the threshold, the doorway. and behind those doors is this castle, talking about the security and stability, and this floral motif is talking about the growth. So everything you see available to you is just, I think the overall message here for you, apart from those up and downs, is to understand what is it that you truly want and need, and understanding your true needs, and understanding that you can do certain things smarter, better, and you don't have to do them on your own. So it's something about what I heard, tribe, having a tribe, being part of a group, not being on your own. That's what is coming through. With the Page of Cups, the indication is here. So because the Page of Cups is talking about the best way forward, it's talking about focusing on your own emotions, your own needs, and the Manas, the additional commentary, the rune is talking about the self. Manas means a man who sometimes is taking way too much. Manas sometimes is depicted as a woman who is trying to hold to the sun and prevent it from setting down. Nobody can do it. Nobody can stop sun from setting down. Taking so much responsibility, and you're overburning yourself with so much responsibility is just impossible. Nobody can do it. Neither do you. So at least consider this. So Gemini, that is the overall reading and message for you for February. Thank you for tuning, and until the next time. If this reading has resonated with you, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. If you would like to book a private reading with me, please feel free to go to my website www.tarotwithmishka.co.uk, or alternatively you can email me at mishka@tarotwithmishka.co.uk. If you'd like to find me on Facebook, just simply type in Tarot with Mishka. I would like to say a massive thank you for tuning in, and bye for now.